talked about this one quite a few times, our knitting flaws and like how we can improve.
My flaws are my impulsive shopping. But okay, as far as technically knitting,
anything.
I think it's my I think I lose interest too quick sometimes. And the lack of, I'm not challenging myself. I get in a rut, and I think it's like, I keep saying I want to start to try a sock, but I think I need to let go. Just do it. Whatever feels good. But as far as flaws, I don't know. I mean, everything is a flaw.
I feel that way. Yeah, I feel like I'm knitting a lot of things that I'm never going to use.
Yeah.
And then I have a lot of projects on my needles that I tend to want to join in all the knit-alongs and do everything that everybody else is doing, but it's not always something that I legitimately want. But because like neither of us have a local knitting group, I feel like I got to join all the knit-alongs and be on Instagram and like participate. So I feel like I have a group. And then I end up with something that like maybe I didn't really want. And it's not that I don't like it. It's that like for me, it serves no purpose.
Well, that's why I don't do a lot of knit-alongs, because I get overwhelmed with it. Feeling like I got to do something that I really don't. But if it's something I'm going to like the 3-color, I really wanted to do the Grocery Girls 3-color shawl by Hohi, whatever.
Yeah.
I made a rule to myself. You're going to finish these because they're taking forever. You're going to finish these before you start something else. I'm not going to let myself put more stuff in hibernation. So, but I would do more knit-alongs, but I will only do them if it's something I actually want. Like I found the cameo shawl on somebody, and I put it in my favorites, and then like 2 weeks later, I think it's the Get Lit and Knit girls.
And Franco
do a cameo knit-along or something. I'm not sure, but in this particular case, when I finish these, I would jump in on a knit-along. But only because it's something I already wanted to make, not just because I don't want to, I don't want to end up with things. Although, wouldn't you give them away? If you knit something that you're not happy with, wouldn't you just give it to somebody?
I would love to give stuff away, but I don't really, we don't live by our family. So somebody mentioned that. I was talking about frogging things that didn't work out. I think that's my biggest knitting flaws. When sometimes I hit a point where I know it's not going well.
Yeah.
And I like the pattern, I like the yarn, but for whatever reason, it just isn't working.
Yeah.
And I want to, especially if I like the yarn, I want to stop myself and be like, let's just frog this.
Yeah.
But somebody suggested just giving them away, but I know people in town. We're a town of 1,000. Yeah. Like, how many people can you really know?
Oh, right.
And
case, probably.
Most of the people that I come across are dudes who are literal cowboys, like for real cowboys.
They don't
working on ranches, and I can't be like, would you like this lovely intricate lace shawl?
Yeah.
So when I go home, I should probably take more stuff to give to my friends and family, but I feel like I love knitting so much and maybe they don't, and I'm imposing it on them.
Well, and they have to be knit worthy.
Yeah.
Like sponge-worthy. Remember that Seinfeld episode? Sponge-worthy? Knit-worthy? Anyway, sorry. No, but I think my biggest flaw is my lack of, maybe, I don't know if confidence would be the right word, but just challenging myself to try something new instead of doing the same old, same old, same old. I'm finding out right now what it feels like to be in a true rut, and my mojo is missing because I'm just simply bored.
Yeah.
But I'm going to follow through with finishing first and then get super excited to make something else.
As soon as you finish the first one, you're going to be so pumped that you're just going to fly through the other ones. I think we're kind of in the same spot, though. There are a million shawls that I want to do, but I'm not really letting myself because I just don't need one more to throw on the shelf. Even if I love it, it's just going to sit there. Yeah. So I'm kind of getting into the socks and the sweaters just to try and make something a little more useful. Yeah. Because I'm going to knit whether I want the product or not.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stop knitting.
The process itself is probably the most fun for me, I think, than even the finished. Because I've made so many different things, and I very rarely do I wear my hand knit stuff. And yet I don't wear it, and I won't give it away. Talk about
exactly
that, right? But it's just that gratification and pride I get in when it's coming. I mean, I'll stop in the middle and go, Steve, look at that. I I did that. You know, even if it's just stripes, you know, to a guy like that, to him that must look very difficult. To me,
when I finished my first sock, I put it on and I was like walking around the house. I'm like, look.
I think that's what I want to do, a sock, because I can wear those anytime, you know, around the house, or because my shawls, I used to buy. This was my very, very first solid colored anything, and I was always thought that would bore me. And then I started going, oh my God, I have all these colorful things and it doesn't match anything I ever wear. So let's start doing a little more tonal, solid colors. So I do get use out of this one for that reason, but I like colors that I don't like to wear. I like
same.
that I would never wear. Like, I can't picture me wearing these colors.
Really?
I love them.
Those are like your favorite colors. I mean, as far as I know.
It is true. It's got this is
that like ocean blue.
But I would have to wear like a cream colored top or under a jean jacket. That would
I was saying, like, I picture you wearing like a white shirt and a jean jacket.
You're super right. All right. Well, so this is sitting out, not only because I was going to say whatever favorites, whatever, but I have left this sitting out because it is going to be my very first next cast on.
So my next question was, do you have skeins like that are so perfect in your mind you like can't even bring yourself to knit them? Yeah, here are mine. We'll talk about these in a second, but I have certain ones that I love so much I feel like I can't even use them. Yeah. That's okay. I think it's okay to have a little decoration in your stash that's never going to leave.
Two of them, so one I could look at and one I could knit with. But I had never, this is the Three Irish Girls. It's the same exact colorway as the Good to Last.
I love that one.
But this one's an MCN. This one I just think is either 100% or 80-20.
So I need to buy that color.
Before, when I bought this, because the girl in the picture of the actual pattern is wearing this exact color. That's how I fell in love with it. So I bought the exact same color. But this to me is this just looks like a big, beautiful body of water.
So beautiful.
But I didn't know about different bases back then.
Yeah.
And now, a year later, I know what I like and what I don't like. And MCN is by far my fave.
So pretty.
Yes.
What is that colorway you used in that? Was it your topography? It's that like green.
Yeah, that was.
Was it Toil and Trouble?
Yeah. Yes, and it's called Ent. E-N-T.
Oh, E-N-T. Yep.
Yeah, I thought I had some. Yeah. But yeah, that was my very first original favorite. And then I found this. Honestly, I just love it. And then this, like, come on.
Amazing.
Perfection.
Yeah.
But I don't
know. Three Irish Girls too?
Yeah. This was a new colorway too, and I'm like, okay, gotta get it. Sorry. But I don't know what it's going to be. This one's going to be next because I'm just crazy about it, but I don't know
what are you going to do with it?
I don't know yet. I'm sure it'll be a shawl of some sort. It might just be something basic like this. Because this one I don't want anything too intricate because of the colors. I really want it to be about the colors. Because you just do not see these colors together very often.
What is it? Brown and
it's
blue
like
and
almost
cream?
like a coppery brown.
Oh, yeah. That's beautiful. Bronze?
Yeah. Kind of, yeah. Oh, I just love it. And I can't find it anywhere on Ravelry or anything.
Did you check other people's D-stash?
I didn't I was looking to see what it looked like knit up.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find it. And then somebody in my Ravelry groups, I forget, was it Debbie or who it was, sent me a picture of her where she had knit with this. And when I saw that photo, it was even garter stitch. And I'm like,
love it.
I love it even more now. It's definitely nice. Yeah. So what did you say yours? What was your biggest flaw you said?
Definitely working on projects that I don't even like, which I definitely do. I feel like I've been thinking about my knitting flaws for a while, so I'm definitely actively trying to address them. Forging ahead on something that's going poorly has got to be my biggest one. And I can see it going south and I'm just like, oh, it's fine. Yeah. It'll be fine.
That's when I lose interest. But I don't frog anything either. I started do you remember last year I was doing a mystery knit along summer.
Yep. And you
Use
put
the
the
Skein,
jog on the
and use the Skein, that
the
Australian
two colors. I remember this.
cover story, and they're gorgeous and fabulous and wonderful. And I don't like it at all. I didn't just the pattern one for me, but I cut the yarn because I was switching colors. So I was just going to go frog it. And then I thought,
oh yeah,
it's cut, which is still fine. I mean, I could still use it, right? Like,
what kind of yarn is it? Do you remember?
The Skein yarn is that top draw, which I love.
Oh, so that's going to have nylon in it. Okay. I was going to say, have you ever done like a wet felt?
No, but I've seen it. And I've seen that Russian thing too, where
Yeah, I need to learn that.
it looks pretty cool actually, but no, I don't. I think it's still fixable and doable. I don't have I don't like the pattern. I don't like anything about it, but I love the yarn, so I refuse to get rid of it.
Somebody sent me a message after I said I was frogging some recent projects that I just didn't love. And they said, thank you, because they did the same thing. And I said, just think of it as liberating your yarn.
Yeah.
So we should have like a liberation month where we go through and in our stash, like set aside the stuff that we just don't even like.
Yeah.
Because you can use it, with a podcast, we can, if it's beautiful stuff, because that's why we bought it.
Yeah.
Use it for a giveaway, put it on your Ravelry D stash and sell it, because that's free money, as I call it.
Yeah.
I mean, you've already spent it and it just goes towards the next yarn fund. So liberate stuff from the stash that we don't want, and any projects that we've made that we're literally never going to wear, frog them or give them away.
I'm totally on board with that. I think
everything that's hibernating, either finish it or frog it. Because once you have that clean slate, I bet we're going to feel so inspired.
I totally agree with you, because it kills me to know that yarn, at least 3 things have been in hibernation for so long. And it drives me up a wall. I don't know what I would reuse the yarn for, but knowing that it's sitting there and not getting done and being wasted, really.
Yeah.
Because I thought of a couple, because that's why I bought this. This colorway was so close to that colorway. It was a fiber story.
And your Summertide?
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful.
So instead of frogging it and using it for this, I just didn't have the heart because it was cut. But now I think I could. I feel better about it. Thank you. I've already been
let's liberate our stash and liberate some projects. And for me, like, for real, my favorite project bags are holding projects that I am never going to finish.
Yeah.
And I want to use those project bags. So it's going to be like you have all new stuff, like new yarn, needles. Think about how many needles are stuck in projects.
True story. And when you said that, I was thinking as another way I wonder if it would help bring back some mojo, is I simply switched the bag.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of tired of looking at them.
Do you always use the same ones?
Well, no, but in this case, like this one has 2 separate colors. This has always been one of my favorites, but it's got a divider in it. But so what? I don't need the divider. I wonder if because I have so many pretty bags, a year's worth of purchases. Like I just got one of Mrs. Brown's bag, and I have a Mina bag that I haven't used yet. And I just feel like, let's change it up. That might help move things around a little bit. I don't know. But this one was for the size. This was given to me by Sue Ann, I think. But yeah, I use this one because it was getting so big.
Oh, I love that one so much.
Me too.
Love it. I'm going to make one of those.
I'm going to be done with it today, as a matter of fact.
Really?
Yes, because I'm on the very last wedge. And then I just bind off straight from the wedge. So that's it.
So beautiful.
This one was a fun one. It really was. I don't know
if
for
somebody, or are you keeping it?
Well,
that's your sister?
Yeah, I'm going to let her choose between the 3 shawls I'm making right now. This one, the Because I Love You. I'm hoping she picks the Because I Love You just because of the name of it. And I like the story behind it. It's sisters, and
it's sweet.
But I don't care whichever one. What I'm finding is I'm not a huge fan of changing colors.
Yeah.
Me up a wall. Because for the first half of it, I just cut. The second half, I tried carrying the blue and the cream up. Not
Definitely. A fan. Really?
But I was just so glad I didn't have to weave them in at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just kind of get tangled. It's crisscrossing, and I managed to get through it. And I figured I'll be fine. It's fine. Just not a huge fan of it. Right. Give me my one Skein wonder and I'm happy. This was probably more of it's not advanced, obviously. It's eyelet and garter, but as far as using multiple colors, this is probably
Yeah, there's a lot of techniques at play there. And that
Yeah.
was your first, it was short rows, right?
Kind of. Because you don't wrap and turn, you just turn.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. And I enjoyed it. So remember how terrified I was of short rows? Like terrified. And I'm like, well, this actually...
You're going to need them for your sock.
And I have done all, but I knit a long time.
Didn't you start that blue and orange sock?
Yeah. And I got just past the heel. So I have done it.
Where is it?
Upstairs, hibernating. I could just finish it. No. I got bored. I want one with a pattern. So I'm going to try learn to do the 2 at a time. I think I'm going to take the Craftsy class. They have a magic loop class where she does a hat and a pair of socks, and at the very last one is 2 at a time socks. So somehow I want to take that class, and then I want to make the Guitar Man socks. I just thought they look really cool.
Somebody just made those. Who was it? I don't remember. Carlene?
Yeah. I think so. I think it was her. I'm not sure, but yeah, I really like that.
It took me a long time to like socks.
Well, when we first started talking, we were on the same boat with
trying to like socks. Yeah. And I want the socks. I just don't want to make them. I just want them to manifest themselves.
Yeah.
Out of
what is
yarn.
the thing about it? I like it must be fun or must be great because everybody does it. Socks.
Yeah. I finally enjoy it, and it's less about the fact that they're socks, but it's more about me really dealing with this, like making things for no reason.
Yeah.
At least the sock has a purpose. Yeah. My frustration with socks was that really the only way you know if it's successful is to finish it and try it on.
Yeah.
And even if you're trying it on along the way, like sometimes you block and it changes, and it's super friggin' annoying.
Yeah.
To make this whole thing and then it doesn't even fit.
Well, that's another reason why, even though I do know, like I said, I would give it away, but that would be infuriating if I spent all this time and effort into a sweater and I either ruin it by mistake or it doesn't fit. Like that would just be frustrating.
Yeah.
Especially if I wanted to keep it. If I was making it to give away, I wouldn't care, but
we are works in progress ourselves, I guess, when it comes to knitting because
But I do need I'm going to at least try it the socks one more time. And if I don't like it, then I'm just not a sock girl.
Yeah.
But you're right. I don't buy colored socks either. Like I only wear
I don't even wear socks.
Well, when I do, yeah.
Yeah.
We wear footies, white socks. That's all we wear in this house, except my husband when he dresses for work, obviously.
What about those little Rose City rollers? Have you tried those? You don't do ankle socks?
No. Well, I do. Like right now, I have white Hanes footies on. Actually, it's falling off. But I don't know. There's something about those I wasn't crazy about. I would rather just make an actual sock. I'm really more curious about to see how yarns turn out. Why do I feel like something's on my head?
No.
My hair's a mess. Whatever.
Yeah, hair's
I thought I had like a spider on my head or something.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. But no.
Yeah, so what's your advice for other knitters?
What?
What is your biggest piece of advice for other knitters?
There are no rules in knitting.
Amen.
I truly, and it's magic. But yeah, there are no rules. If you make a mistake, make it your own.
Yeah.
Or fix it. And if you don't fix it, so what? I love that. I love that. Who cares? I don't care.
Totally agree.
And don't you?
I think so many people worry about whether they're doing something right or not, that they let it stop them from even trying.
Yeah, I would be afraid of that too. I wouldn't want that that would be sad.
I mean, I think the best way to learn something is through
trial and error.
To have to do it. Like, the best way to learn how to figure out your lace is to miss a yarn over and be like, I got to figure out how to pick this one up. And the best way to learn how to make a short row is to be like, I want a sock, and if I want to make a sock, I got to figure out short rows. Yep. So I definitely learn from my mistakes. So I don't think that, there's just like, I agree, no rules.
And
if you do something
that we are our own worst critics. I notice a lot, and I'm just as guilty on podcasts. We point out things that are wrong.
Nobody would know.
You with that because I love you. And when you wrap it around your neck, you don't even see it. Like,
totally.
We are the worst on ourselves. Pointing out things that are completely not even noticeable.
Yeah. On my 3-color cowl, I like flipped it around and looked for like, look guys, can't you see here where my skinny stripes don't line up? And nobody's going to notice that.
We do that. Everybody does that.
So that's advice for ourselves is if it's funny that we say, both of us are saying in one breath, like there's no rules. And then in the other breath, here's all the things we do wrong. Like, it's just knitting. We're not solving the world problems here.
I've come to, which I've already always knew this, but if it's not fun, don't do it.
Yeah.
Because that's how you end up losing your mojo or getting bored.
Yeah.
But I don't know. What is your favorite thing about knitting?
My favorite thing?
Yeah.
That's tough. Ever since I started knitting, it just became like a part of me.
Yeah.
That I literally cannot imagine ever stopping.
But is there like one specific thing I think mine changes. What it used to be isn't what it is today. My favorite thing about knitting changes. But like for me now, all the magical colors. And that's got to be my favorite thing.
I am a person with like a busy mind.
Yeah.
And I get in my head a lot and overthink a lot. So knitting is almost therapeutic for me.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's why I can't imagine not doing it, is I have to be doing it. I have to have my hands busy.
Yep.
I couldn't tell you the last time in 3 or 4 years that I sat down to watch a TV show without knitting in my hands.
I can't sit still either. I'll either have my knitting or my computer on my lap while watching the show. But it's
but my favorite. What is my favorite thing? I'm super into the knitting worlds that I've been discovering through podcasts and through people on Instagram and Etsy, and I just had no idea that there were so many indie dyers out there. No idea.
None. I had no clue
at all.
I thought that Jimmy Beans, I thought I was the luckiest girl in the world to have that as my local yarn store. I'm like, they really don't have anything. They have a ton. But as far as they have all stuff everybody know, I like things that are, can't just, what's the word I'm looking for? Independent dyers. I prefer that over, like, again, everything has to do with Mad Tosh, has everything to do with the colors. That's what I love. Yeah. But I would prefer, like, Jimmy Beans doesn't sell any independent dyers.
At all?
No. One time they did have Quince & Co., but they had gotten it for something, and they said they weren't allowed to put it on the internet to sell it, but they could sell it inside.
Like a trunk show or something?
Yeah. Actually, I think it might have been something like that. They don't have you don't see Spun Right Round or Hedgehog Fibers, which are big names, really, especially for Hedgehog Fibers,
Yeah.
Sell anything like that. They don't have Life in the Long Grass. They have Malabrigo, Madeline Tosh, Lorna's Laces. Those are like their main. But they have a ton. Don't get me wrong. It's just none of it. Independent. So I used to think that I was the luckiest girl in the world. And then when I discovered what's really out there, I don't even bother that much with Jimmy Beans anymore.
Yeah. Do you get gratification do you have to buy to get the gratification, or do you get, do you enjoy just looking on Etsy and adding things to favorites and putting them in your cart?
Just I'm quite impulsive, but I've gotten in the recent past, very recent, I've gotten really good at just sleep on it. I don't need it right now. If I still want it, then consider it. But I also have made the mistake 700 million times about buying a skein of yarn online and it not being anything.
Oh, no.
Anything what is going on with my hair? Seriously.
Mine's really flat. This is what mine does.
I even took a shower for you today and it's not doing what it's supposed to.
I showered just for you guys.
So did I. But yeah, I don't know. Well, we're at an hour. Do you want to keep going or you want to?
Oh my gosh. Do we want to do the lightning round and then wrap it up?
All right. That works. All right.
Okay. So
I try not to read them all, so I don't have an advance.
Okay. So I'll explain what we're doing here. So when we were coming up with this idea, we weren't really sure how we were going to are we going to chat? Are we going to come up with questions? So my goal was to come up with something that Julie and I could do with other people going forward. So we kind of came up with this interview format. And we did the long questions first, obviously for an hour now. And now we're just doing a lightning round. So it's going to be
quick, like one answer.
Quick.
Don't even think about it.
I think you can kind of clarify your answer, but you can't overthink it too much. Okay, so what is your favorite yarn weight?
Fingering.
Okay. Favorite needles?
And because of you, Nova Platinas or Chowgu. But I only ever tried a Nova Platina because of you, and now, like, I love them.
So great. Favorite single skein of yarn that you have? And if you have 2 or 3, that's fine.
Well, because I have it sitting here, it's probably this one. Well, no, it literally is. These 2 are my favorite ones right now.
Favorite ones you have?
This one, I like the color. This one is the color and the base, MCM.
Scoot it over a little more towards your face. Yeah, there we go.
Irish Girl, Globe Trekker. This is what it looks like knit up. Gorgeous.
And it's an MCN fingering base?
This is, well, it's actually, yes, Glenhaven Cashmerino. 80 merino wool, 10 cashmere, 10 nylon. So it's 80, 10, 10. MCN, yes. Yeah.
How many yards?
How many yards? Only 370, which is why I bought 2.
Oh, so it's like somewhere between a sport and fingering.
Yeah, definitely.
That's awesome.
It is definitely thicker
kind of a
than
squishy, chunky.
Light.
Definitely. That's so beautiful. I'm going to need some of that.
Yeah. Oh, but this is like, that is just sheer perfection. Okay.
Amazing.
I've already shown these anyway, so okay.
Okay, what's your favorite brand of yarn as a whole?
Oh, come on. That's like
if you could only buy one brand.
I would probably go with either Malabrigo or Madeline Tosh.
Yeah.
Just because of the colors first. Yeah. And I know that they have different bases that I like better than, like we were saying, we don't like the Tosh Light, but I love the sock.
Exactly.
So yeah. And I just think they have the most amazing colors. But that's not really true, because
they do, though.
They do.
They have a huge range of colors. Yeah, maybe not the best colors, but so many of them.
Yeah.
Okay, what color do you use too much?
Orange.
Yeah, that like burnt orange.
Yeah.
What color do you not use often enough?
Green.
Yeah, you're getting into that though.
I totally am. In fact, that was another one I wanted to get into. This one. What do you do with that?
Yeah.
It changes. It really, that kind of stuff evolves and changes a lot. That answer would be totally different a year from now or a month from now.
Oh, I'm going to ask you a year from now then.
All right.
What is your favorite technique, stitch, whatever it may be? Favorite thing?
Probably I like right now eyelets and drop stitches.
Yeah.
I like the look. You hate the cabling, but I love the look of cabling. But
amen.
I don't think as much as you do, but I'm not a fan.
So your least favorite then?
Probably lace.
Yeah.
I love it, but I hate it. It's infuriating because I always screw it up.
I hear ya.
Yeah.
What's the biggest individual knitting mistake you've made?
Probably not recognizing, not knowing, not realizing in the early days, if you buy a skein of yarn, doesn't mean it's going to look like that knit up.
So true. Some of them are amazing and some of them are really
what
bad.
Was I thinking? Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. That's been a huge mistake that I continue to make over and over again, but yeah.
So what is your greatest triumph then? The best thing that you've done? Either project-wise or skill-wise?
I think just what makes me the most proud are finishing an actual object that I actually love. Yeah. Like this one. I was so proud of myself. Like,
perfect yarn, perfect color, perfect combo. Yes. Everything.
It was one of those projects. You're absolutely right. Everything about it, the pattern, the yarn, the needles, everything was perfection. Which is why I would say, yes, I could probably very easily make another one of these. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so this is a wild one. Okay, you're stuck on a deserted island. You
Okay.
have your entire stash and your needles, but you don't have your notions pouch. So you send me a message in a bottle to send you 3 notions, and what are they?
Message in a bottle. Okay, the first and foremost.
We're like, Stephanie, I need 3 notions, but only 3.
Okay, this would be one.
Okay, your fix-it tool?
Yep. Probably the snippets where you snip, like little mini scissors or a pair of scissors.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to think of the ones I use the most. And probably stitch markers. Just because I need my stitch markers if I'm doing something like that. I think
Imagine being on an island with your whole stash. It'd be awesome.
I'd sleep on it. I'd make a bed out of it and just...
Pillows. You could, decorate your little hut.
Could you imagine, a beanbag chair made of the perfect, softest yarn?
And you have no obligations. You can just knit all day.
Oh. Yeah,
Make, a net for catching fish.
You can actually knit a net to fish.
You can make a coconut yarn bowl.
Well, you could be really, really, really creative if that's all you had to do was knit. Because if it's probably at least 90 degrees and there's no other people going to knit fish sweaters, I don't know.
So someday I find you with a knitted loincloth. I'm like, hey, Julie, it's been a while.
I'll make a coconut bra knitted and a no, that's just gross. Never mind. All right. Was that the last one?
That's it for your lightning round.
All right. I'm going to do
Let me compose myself.
Knit fish sweaters.
Didn't you see that little article about penguin sweaters?
No.
Was that true? It was about knitting sweaters for penguins. I swear this is a real thing and I didn't just dream it.
I've not heard of that. They're so cute.
Maybe. I don't know if it was true or not, but I think it went around. Okay, I'm
look into that
focused.
One. All right, you ready? Favorite yarn weight?
I'm going to say fingering, but it has to be a squishy fingering. So 400 to 420. Okay. Not the really thin ones.
Yeah.
That's tough though.
Yeah, it is. That's why it's favorite right now.
Yeah, at the moment, or sport is the unsung hero of knitting.
Yeah.
Sport is pretty great.
Even to knit just the same stuff you would knit with fingering, like shawls and stuff. I know.
Yeah, I'm into it lately.
It's not that much bigger, is it?
Yeah, because it's 330 to maybe 360 yards, so it's just slightly squishier.
Yeah, so I almost think that you're right, this is closer to a sport.
That's a really heavy fingering or a light sport, but that that one is dense and squishy.
Yep.
That's what I'm after. That's my favorite.
Okay. Favorite needles?
I gotta agree, Nova Platinas. Nova Platina interchangeables, they're just the best.
I don't even use the interchangeables anymore. I love them so much. I've started
How are the cords on the fixed ones? I've never tried a fixed one.
Oh, they're the best.
Are they that black, kind of almost rubbery cord?
But
no, it doesn't get all kinked.
Nova Platina.
I don't think I have any fixed.
Is this Nova Platina? Yeah.
Did you buy them individually or do you buy a set?
No, I'll buy them individually.
Love that.
If have 17 things on the needles and I'm all of my size 5s or 6s, I'll just order another because I just don't think you can have too many needles.
Right.
And I like to try different ones. I'm interested to know how what are the ones that Tracy was talking about? Not Haya, Chowgu. Addies.
Addy.
I've never used those.
I'll send you a pair of Addies.
Do you like them?
No. I have one pair of Addies that I got rid of, the silver ones. I think I had the Addie lace, but not the turbo lace. These are the turbo. Can you see?
The difference.
The gold ones are nice because they have pointy ends.
Okay.
There's quite a bit of drag on the needles, which is nice. My problem with them, this is a size 3, and this, can you see the join?
Yeah.
This one, not this one.
Yeah.
It's too big. The taper isn't long enough. It's quite short. So it's an abrupt
yes,
little hump.
What you're talking about.
And then have to like feed my stitches across it. It drives me crazy. And then this cord is horrific. So I bet if the tip is beautiful and I like the needle, but I would maybe want to try the interchangeables. The cord is just kind of like
don't bother
and plasticky.
I can tell already I won't like them just from that what you were just talking about. That would drive me up a wall. That
beautiful needles though. The needles are nice, but I don't like, I have something on here, but can you see how they just like,
yeah, that would drive me up a wall.
So annoying.
Yeah. I like,
and then
I know a lot of people don't like those, but you know what I'm not a huge fan of are the Cartmans. I don't know that, I mean, they're all right. And I just think that there are some patterns or yarns that need more drag than others. But
that's when I use my carbons.
Yeah, that's when I would use them too. But I go for my immediate go-to is the Nova Platinas #1 and their Chalgu #2.
The Nova Platinas are amazing because the price point on them is so affordable for such a good needle.
I totally agree. Totally agree.
I think that they're the best. I mean, here we are talking about forever. I think that they're the best middle ground between great needle, great price.
I agree.
They're as good as you can get.
I totally agree. I have no complaints about them whatsoever, except for when I accidentally order the cubics by accident.
Oh, I'm using the cubics for my socks.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I thought I would, but twice, 2 or 3 times, I've accidentally ordered cubics.
Oops.
Cubics instead of the regular Nova Platinas, yes. Okay.
Now you're making me think that I need some Nova Platina fixed circulars because I just have the interchangeables. I got the interchangeable. They have like an intro set if somebody wants to try it. It's just maybe 6, 8, and 10.
Yeah.
So I use 6 and 8. I don't really use 10 ever. And then I loved them. I loved them so much, but they were that 6 was never available. And I was like, hey, dummy, maybe just get some more. So I got, I think, 3, 4, and 5 interchangeable. Mm-hmm. And I love them so much.
But not having to deal with the twisting, it's not a big deal at all. It really is.
No, but when it comes undone when you're knitting, the worst.
Yes.
The worst. Okay.
What is your favorite single skein of yarn?
Okay, I prepped on this. These are the ones that are so amazing, I almost can't even use them. This is my Republic of Wool.
Yeah, I joined that.
That just came.
Oh, it did just come?
This is maybe our February. It was our sock club.
Oh, okay, because
this is the twist thing.
Round yet?
What's that?
They haven't started
the
month one yet.
This was the first one that ended. This is not a spoiler. This was from January, February, March, and then did you join?
Yes.
Oh, that's right, you did. Yes, I love it.
I can't wait.
I love it so much. So this is their twist fingering, 400 yards. So it's perfect for socks. Mm-hmm. Or you could do an accent color. I just love it so much I almost can't even use it.
That's awesome.
And then this is from my local yarn store. This is a local company, Palouse Yarn Company out of Moscow, Idaho.
Nice.
It is Merino Fine, which is a single ply, kind of like Madeline Tosh Merino Light, but a little more, it's not as slippy.
Yeah.
As that one is. And it is there's a ton of yardage, like 475 yards.
Crazy.
You see that?
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
It's called like Caribbean or Blue Canyon. It's beautiful. It's like tonal, intense blue.
Mm-hmm.
So beautiful. And then the last one. Oh my gosh. Woolfolk. Stop. Do you have some?
I did a trade with somebody.
Stop. Somebody gave that away?
Yeah, she gave me two of these and one of these. But I traded her. I mean, she wanted one of my knit crates or yarn boxes, whatever it was, that I didn't like, which was like, great. Yeah. And she's
so talk about working out in everybody's favor. That's phenomenal. What base is yours?
Snow.
Okay.
100% Ovis 21 Ultimate Merino, whatever that means. It feels wonderful.
Amazing. Mine's, I don't know if you say it, Tind, Tynd.
Oh.
This stuff is pricey.
Yeah, I guess so. But that's why, I didn't think anything of it. When she's like, have you ever tried Woolfolk? I'm like, no. Because I really didn't need anything, so she just sent me. She's like, you want to try that? I said, sure.
I would love to see her stash then. If she's willing to give it away. That's amazing. They're so beautiful.
Yeah, they are.
Is it super soft?
Yeah, but you know what it reminds me of is that one Yuki sent me.
That's the funniest one, that Cascade.
Yeah.
Because you think like, oh, it's just Cascade. Who cares? But isn't it the best?
Where is it? And I wanted to share here. I have 2 of these. And this is what my sister, it's her all-time favorite, this Echo Duo.
Uh-huh.
But look, like they totally match. So I could totally use them for something.
Have you ever used the one that's in the cake? I'm pointing like you know which one. Like that one right there. The cake, you haven't used it before?
Nope.
It's so beautiful. I made a baby sweater out of one of those multi ones.
Yeah.
But they're only like natural colors. It's just so beautiful.
Yeah. My sister just went berserko. She wants like to knit nothing but this Echo Duo. So I was excited when you sent that because I knew I'd like it. Okay, sorry, we keep bouncing around.
It's not a lightning round at all.
I know, okay. Favorite brand of yarn?
This is so hard.
It's way too hard.
I'm going to go with Manos del Uruguay. I think. They don't have as much of an offering as like a Malabrigo, which would probably be my second.
Yeah.
But the Maxima that they have, which is that like single ply worsted, is like one of my first loves.
Really?
It's like one of my first like nice yarns from a local yarn shop instead of from like Joann's.
Yeah.
And so it holds like a sentimental place in my heart. And then a lot of people have been using their sock yarn lately, which I really want to try. I love their Fino. I like their colors. It would probably be them.
Like this?
It's like the stash that keeps giving. What is that? Is that Fino? Oh, Silk Blend. I've never used that one before.
All right, well, consider it yours because I've had it forever and I'm never gonna use it. At least I was smart to buy 2 skeins though, because this was back when I would order a skein of yarn. It was only like 200 yards worsted weight, and I thought I could make a giant shawl out of it because I just didn't know. But yeah, if you want that, you can totally have it.
It might come back to you in the form of an intricately knitted lace shawl.
That's all right. I don't mind. Well, then let me send you a different yarn.
No.
I'm really not a fan of this.
I like how no matter what yarn I say, you're like, oh, 1 second. Let me go to my stand.
Shutting up. I'm stopping it. Yeah, look at. What do you think? I mean, come on. I have a store's worth right there.
It's amazing. I love seeing your yarn fortress back there.
What color do you use too much of?
I would be inclined to say blue because it's my favorite color, but I think that I do a lot of pink. Like maybe even that like dusty rose kind of pink.
Yeah.
I think I do a lot of that, which is odd because I don't really wear pink that often.
No, I'd say, yeah, I know what you mean.
And I wouldn't even think like, oh, I love the color dusty rose, but for some reason I'm really drawn to it.
Any of. I think there's one, and that
I see like right in I'm pointing again, like you know.
Is that it right there?
There's like, if you go over to that corner of that top, it looks like there's a light pastel-y.
Here?
Yeah, what are those?
All right, well, this one's ancient. This is last year, Expression Fiber Art. So you're right. But you also notice, though, I don't knit. This is red and white. This one was somebody sent to me.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of pink back there. I see a lot of like naturals and browns and blues. And
this was one of that Mad Tosh grab.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. So
you have a lot of like.
It was free actually. She was like,
is that pink and gray?
Yeah, it's called Pink Elephant.
I love it.
Interesting.
You have a lot of earth tones. I don't do a lot of earth tones.
Those
I do
are
a lot of like really saturated, intense colors.
Yeah.
I should do more earth tones because I feel like they're more wearable.
Those are my whole house is painted in earth tones. That's all I ever wear. All right. Color you don't use often enough.
Well, I just said earth tones, but I would say definitely like reds and oranges. Yeah. Never.
Yeah.
And I even love some of them, and I buy them, and then I'm like, I don't know what to do with this, and then I give them away.
That's how I feel about green. Although now I've gotten 3 or 4 different shades of green, and I love them. But it's such a unique color to me because I never wear it. It almost seems like it'd be too much. Like I'd be wearing Kermit the Frog around my neck or something. So it has to be just the right shade, but whatever. All right, what's your favorite technique?
I think we know the answer here. It's going to be lace. The more complicated, the better. I don't know why. I feel like such a grandma when I say that.
No, I
Because
think.
yeah,
All right.
lace.
All right. You are the master of lace for sure. Biggest mistake you've ever made. Or you've made.
The first time I knit lace, I literally didn't know that charts are read one direction and then the other direction. So I read them all one direction.
Oh no.
Like
what
the whole thing.
Like, did you frog it?
And then I was so pissed that it wasn't lining up that I was trying to like make it line up.
Oh wow. Yeah.
I had no idea. None.
Do you still have it?
Yeah.
See, keep that for that memory. I think that's fantastic. Greatest triumph.
I would say, even though I didn't finish it, that sweater.
I thought you might say that.
Yeah, if you talk about knitting satisfaction, you knit a sweater and you're like, I can conquer the world.
Really?
Yeah, like,
you could try.
Not only that, is it, I used to love Little House on the Prairie, like Laura Ingalls Wilder.
Yeah.
When I was younger. Love. Yeah. So much. So when we first moved to Wyoming, when I put on Facebook to tell like the world that we were leaving, I was like, I'm going to fulfill my Little House on the Prairie dreams and move to Wyoming.
Nice.
And there's something very like homemaker-y in me that wants to like grow my own food and have my own garden and shear my own sheep and can my own food. And the thought that I could like conceivably clothe my family in sweaters if necessary, I don't know, it really like struck a chord with me. I loved it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, you're stuck on an island with your entire stash of yarn and needles, but no notions. You send me a message in a bottle asking for 3 notions. What are they?
So, stitch markers, obviously. You got to have those. I think I would pick a needle for weaving in ends.
Oh, because that would drive me nuts. How else would you do it?
Well, you could probably use your fix-it tool.
That's true. Yeah, you probably.
I was thinking that I could use my needle as a fix-it tool.
Okay.
And then I think that I would use my teeth instead of scissors.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
And I could probably make a yarn bowl out of a coconut. So maybe like a
yarn bowl out of a coconut. That's awesome. What a clever idea.
So what else is there? I definitely use my measuring tape a lot.
Yeah, I'm thinking that one too. But if
I use my needle,
I need to measure is what I.
Yeah, I figure I don't need to measure. I use my needle like gauge sizer thing a lot.
Yeah. But
then I figure like I don't really care if I'm using the wrong needle size. Technically.
I care in the way the yarn reacts.
Yeah.
I mean,
like if it calls for a 4 and I use a 5.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. I'm glad I'm at a place though where now I get all of that. I get it.
Yeah.
Whereas like a year ago, I
feel like I remember you asking about that in comments about changing gauge and if it mattered.
Yeah.
I think I remember that.
I started off knitting like following everything by the book. Yeah. And it is such the complete opposite of that. It's what it should be, just whatever the H you want it to be. You know?
That's how I think it's more fun that way.
I do too.
I'm sure that like
even more pride, you know?
Yeah.
Like I made this. Not only did I make it, I changed it a little bit and now I like it even better. I did that. That's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Well, that's all I got for your lightning round.
Yeah, I think we're done.
All right.
We survived.
We did, an hour and a half. It's a big one. All right, I'm going to hit stop. Okay, bye.